Hi everyone, welcome back. So hopefully many of you got a chance to participate and listen to Home Builders Week last week. I know Charlie Becker had a whole bunch of great speakers lined up. I think there were about 30 sessions, and I certainly enjoyed doing it. I've been trying to answer all the follow-up questions, email from some of you. Hopefully I'm getting back to all of you that have asked questions, and we'll look forward to it again next year. So I'm standing here with two rudders, and I know most of you know I'm building an RV10. I'm not building a twin RV10 or a twin ruddered RV10. Remember I told you expect to make mistakes or cause problems or whatever the case might be. I was in the process of putting the rudder on the tail cone on the empennage, and I didn't pay attention. I got interrupted and I left a bolt off of the top. And when I pulled the middle bolt off, it fell off and I couldn't catch it in time. It hit the workbench. I tried messing with it and decided, you know what, it's a primary flight control. It's not worth having the structure be a problem. So I've made another rudder. My point to you is don't be discouraged. Stuff is going to happen, and it's best, you're in an airplane, to do it right. So got a spare rudder if anybody needs one. Okay. Anyway, let's go talk about the wings and where I'm at on those now. Okay, I think where we left off last time, if I'm not mistaken, I had one of the bottom skins on one of the wings and I still had to do the other one. So those are both done. The second one did go a little faster. I think I got it done in 2 days instead of 3. So you do learn. And so then it was a matter of flipping the wings over, and I'm trying to get these completely done so I can put them in the racks and get started on the fuselage. So first thing you do when you flip them over, now we're going to work on the wing tips. So in order to put the wingtips on and properly align them, you need to have the ailerons and flaps in their neutral position. So the easiest thing to do here when it's upside down, or right side up rather, is just pull this flap right up until it's touching the spar. And then I just use some good duct tape and hold it in position so it doesn't move. And then gently you can clap the aileron here so it's in line with the flap. And then one of the things I'll do down here at the wing root, wing tip rather, is I just take a piece of angled aluminum, I'll show you here, okay, like this, and I clamp it gently, okay, to the aileron, just with some nice little flex clamps here, and that kind of keeps it in a straight line while I'm messing with it to try and line up the holes. Now, one of the things you want to be careful of is you do want to check it, because you could just clamp this to the aileron, and when you pull it away, the wingtip may flex down. So make certain you're checking that before you start drilling holes. And so got that done. Wingtips are actually a lot of work. There's 42 nut plates, number 6 nut plates that have to go on these things. And so I have one done. You can see this one is clecoed on. Hopefully I'll get it finished today. And then ahead of that, I went ahead and did the landing lights. This is the RV10 and 14 landing light kit from Vans. It came out pretty nicely. I will show you another video, a little piece of video that I made while we did this, just to show you some tricks I did while doing this. Basically, it has to do with the paper templates and drilling these holes, etc. It'll save you some misdrilled holes, I think. Hi, everyone. I just thought I'd share a couple of tricks on installing the leading edge landing lights on the 10 that I kind of figured out here. So let me see if I can flip this around and show you what's going on. So the kit comes with these templates, and don't forget to check section 3 and make certain that they are perfect to scale. In this case, they weren't. It gives you a measurement on the outside edge here of 9 and 9/16. This one was quite a bit smaller. So using the copier, I blew it up to 103%. And so rather than trust paper that can shrink and expand, etc., what I did was, it works really well for the cutout. So I cut it out there, and then only drilled the top holes here for the actual landing light bracket. And then what I did, rather than drill the ones in the bottom, and maybe they would be misaligned, was I just taped it in there with a piece of blue tape. So I had no deformation on the skin, top or bottom. In other words, I just kind of put it in there so it's tight fit. And then reached in there with an angle drill through the rib like this. Okay, let's see if we can show you in there. I'll move it all the way over. There you go. Anyway, you get the idea for those of you that are building. just use an angle drill, and I was able to get those rivets in a nice straight line. And again, it's perfect where it needs to go. Also, one of the tricks, there are just sometimes you're going to rivet upside down these rivets along the bottom here. Trying to put a rivet in and hold a rivet gun in place gets to be a challenge, and you don't want to ding the skin. I've learned that just take each rivet and put it on a little piece of Scotch removable tape and push it into the hole, and then you don't have to fret worrying about the rivet falling out or getting a little bit on an angle and cause some damage. And there's a picture of that in the video for you so I help you understand it. And then once the tip is on, you can go ahead and cut the lenses. These are kind of a pain in the neck too. It takes a lot of cutting, a lot of slow work to get a nice fit here. And so anyway, that's where I'm at. The goal this week is going to be today, as I mentioned, we'll finish that wingtip if I don't get stuck doing some yard work. And then we're going to go ahead and I have one more thing to do on this wing. The Dynon pitot tube arrived this week. I think I showed you last time I did have the mast in there. So we'll put this in this wing, wired up. And then I got to make a cradle here to put these wings in, and we can start the fuselage. So almost 700 hours, not quite at quick build stage yet, although the wings are certainly past that, but we'll get started on the fuselage. In the furtherance of using duct tape to help you with some tips and tricks, let me show you another thing I did over here, might help. Once you get the wing tips cut, you've got to put this rib in here. And it's kind of a pain in the neck to reach in there and get it so you can drill the holes in the proper space because it goes way up past where the rear spar is. So just put a piece of duct tape on that spar like such, not on the spar, on the rib, and then you can really move it around and get a perfect alignment with the edge of the wingtip there. So that works out really well. And then the other thing I did was, you probably wondered why this aileron was off. Well, it was off for two reasons. One, to show you this trick. On the one over here, I told you that we aligned all the controls. So one of the things you do, let me go over here, is put the flaps in neutral, and we've got to come over here and set the aileron linkage up. So with the aileron neutral, we connect everything, and you adjust for your 2 and 9/32 inch spacing from this hole to the forward tank rib, and then lock everything down. So by the way, you're locking them down with jam nuts. They are now tight, and that's all done. So hope that helps. Thanks for watching.